After reaching the brink of disaster, Greeve got incredibly lucky and managed to down 2 animals back to back. But the real journey now begins, back to his home culture, where hopefully he can acquire the tools he needs to truly thrive in the unreal world. Welcome everyone, my name is Ryan and we are back for episode 6 of the Winter Challenge with our character Greeve the Driik. There he is. It's been a harrowing journey for sure. We've almost died once, and we've been teetering on the brink of starvation for a bit now. But, like I said, we've got meat. Here it is. So we have a whole variety. In fact, we've got roasted meat in the inventory, as well as a stack of raw cuts still for trading. And over here to our side, there is 2 stacks of reindeer and elk meat. Not good for 24 days, though, so that's going to be preserved beef jerky, essentially, not beef, but yeah, deer jerky and elk jerky once it's done, which will last for many, many seasons. But in the meantime, yes, we are going to head, westward, not too far, in fact. We're just next to a village which we've inspected. There's a whole bunch more here too in the Driik culture, not to mention the ones we haven't discovered too. And let me tell you, there's a whole variety of stuff that we need to help survive and even build up a cabin one day, hopefully. But I think the first priority is an axe, for sure. Now, before we head out, we've got 2 skins. The meat is prepared and ready, but the skins are not. So let's get these beat out. We're on the final stage, luckily. And once we finish this, these 2 things will be done and ready for trading. Whoops. Yeah, there we go. We've got a 9-pound and a 2.2 pound. This is the big one here. All right, we'll have to rest a little bit. No problem. And we can have lunch. Let's see. Let's make sure we eat the correct meat, the roasted stuff here. Very good. And you can see it's raining right now, actually. Temperatures right now kind of on the middling point between hot and cold. So we're still in basically early winter. Yeah, I'd say we're definitely out of the fall, but early winter, not quite in the deepest, coldest parts yet, obviously. But anyway, let's get prepared to travel here. So now that we've got ourselves, let's see, a harsh winter elk fur. Where's the other one? Did I drop it by accident? Hold on. Okay, there we go. I just had to finish it. And yeah, unfortunately, these are both harsh quality right now. It'd be better if it didn't say harsh at all, just like winter elk fur. It'd be even better if it's like fine winter elk fur, but we're not quite there yet. Yeah, if we look at our skills, hide working, which is highlighted, you can see it's at 21%. We're still considered an amateur, but don't call him that to his face because he'll get angry with you. Anyway, we are cold, so before we head out, let's start a little bit of a fire. There we go. I probably should have done that while I was working on the skin. That way we could have just immediately set out. But, you know, you got to live and learn and stuff. So, all right, we're going to just rest a bit. Perfect. Okay, and let's crack the ice open. I believe we're taking everything with us. Yep, all the meat that we can. And, of course, the furs are coming too. But, all right, we're sweating a lot. Let's jump out to the map. Zoom out, and I think we will stop at this location here. No, I'm not interested in squirrels right now. We've got bigger game to handle. Okay, so yeah, this is the location we originally came to. Let's still greet everybody and say hello. Oh wait, look at this. I think we have a quest. Let's see, so let's talk to him again. Our Keddy, yeah, he says, when I ask him how he's doing, he says, mustn't grumble, but our Keddy, the woodsman needs help with some chores. All right, where's he at? I think he's around here. I don't know where. Okay, so we'll find Keddy, and while we're at it, I'm going to peek around some of the rooms, see if I can't find that axe. Maybe they'll take some of this stale meat. Unfortunately, the only axe here is masterwork quality. and that would probably be way too expensive for us. Now, what I did find was the quest giver, though, so let's see what this guy wants. He says, greetings, busy, busy, busy. Alright, is there anything I could help you with? Mend this, fix that, gather, stack, store, prepare. So many things. Let's see, sounds like you might need a helping hand. Sounds like he needs a little coaxing. Or even two, you don't happen to be interested in some simple work. What kind of work? Sauna stoves needs to be rebuilt. Oh, this is an easy one. Good. I was hoping it wasn't the herb gathering one. That can be torturous if you can't find the particular herbs they want, but this one is just to gather 40 stones. And where do you want me to drop them? Just pile them up somewhere at the sauna corner. Okay, if you get it in 5 days, he'll reward us. Sounds good. Let's do it. We could haggle probably a little bit for price, but Greeve is a kind-hearted soul, especially to his own countrymen, so we're going to do this quest for just whatever he's willing to pay us. Now, he wants big stones. Normally, most resources here in the village you don't want to take. Like, you shouldn't be chopping down trees or picking, crops and stuff in the village, but one of the exceptions are these big stones. So I'm just going to go about. There's actually a few here. Beautiful. This shouldn't take me 5 days at all. In fact, I'm going to get this done pretty quick, and we can do it in stages. Like, I can grab these two, and of course the sauna stove is right here. It's this location with the little, we can double check that. If there's a wooden tub in here and a ladle. Wooden tub and a Vasta. That's what that is. Alright, so we'll just drop these here. What I think our best bet, because he wants 40, it won't necessarily take a long time, but I want to get this meat traded away, it's best to do that as a priority. So we've got a bit of time with the quest. Unfortunately, this village does not have what I need in terms of an axe, so we're going to leave the sauna stove and the village behind. But don't worry, it's an easy place to find, and we're not going far, just to one of these other neighboring villages, and I'll look around, try and find just a basic hand axe. Whoa, Coach, time out. We gotta take a break to recognize my Patreons. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. It means the world to me. And now back to the game. I'll see you guys on Discord. Well, I was worried that Greeve would pass out with exhaustion before finding the tools he needed, but we got very lucky, in fact. So check this out. The second village I went to, they sell bulls. They also have some armor, metal armor. It's not like good quality, but that's okay. There's also a crossbow here, so I've marked these because I know I'm going to have to come back with more goods to trade for that. But most importantly, there is a hand axe here too. So there's actually linen yarn. Most places you come to, at least in the Driik culture, will have yarn like this. We're going to grab a bundle of it. It shouldn't cost too much. And I'm going to try to... Oh, did I say a small axe? I meant the woodman's. That's what I've seen so far. So we're going to try and trade for that. Yeah, and like I said, we'll come back for the crossbone stuff. But let's just talk to this guy here. Greet him. Alright, we want to introduce. Alright, he's telling me about the weather. Let's go back into the main dialogue and we're going to trade. Okay, so they automatically detect where we're holding and we're going to offer some items. So there's the unpaid woodsman's axe and the linen. Alright, let's do it. Let's put the elk meat up. This is uncooked. And I'm going to throw everything up there. Let's just see what he says. Oh, he accepted it. Without barter. That means I probably overpaid. Let me just think again here real quick. So we're going to kind of min-max it a bit here. Let's reset the trade. And we'll just put up the 9-pound harsh fur. See what he says. Oh, that did it. Oh. Wait a second. Should we try and grab the crossbow too? Let's try it. That might be way too much. I don't know. I've never actually used a crossbow in this game, believe it or not. And they do kind of get annoyed if you keep picking stuff up or if you take too long, initiate too many trades. They'll say it, and it'll make them more annoyed at you. So we want to try and get this done efficiently. All right, here we go. Let's offer. We'll start small. Tripled. Okay, now we're on to something. See, he says what you have offered needs to be tripled. Well, let's just keep going. We might have to exchange that crossbow for something else. Just the meat. Okay. I'll just put it all up there. Okay, the elk cut is unworthy. However, the rest of what you offer is accepted. What you have needs to be doubled. Don't honestly think... Yeah, I mean, I could try and, like, offer him the rest of my cooked meat, which might not seem like the smartest thing, but it's... Let's just see what happens. No, I don't think he's going to want those. Yeah, see, it still needs to be doubled. Okay, so I'm going to cancel that. And again, if I do this too much, he's going to get upset. But I'm going to drop the crossbow. And I'm going to try and find, I don't know, maybe a knife or something else. Maybe a small fur. There's got to be something. There's a fine woodsman's axe. Oh, I got an idea. Let's exchange this. And we'll drop the regular woodsman's axe. That might be the best case scenario for us right there, because that extra quality, it does make a difference when crafting or building for sure. All right, let's try this, hopefully for the last time. Offer items. We'll start small this time with the elk fur, the raw meat, which he said he didn't really want, but we'll try again. It's a good start. All right, hold on. Okay, there we go. So I've offered both of the furs and a nice big stack of meat. There it is. Let's do it. And we'll accept it. That's a deal. So, again, we had to drop the crossbow, but we'll come back for that. It'll still be here. And we ended up with a nice, good quality woodsman's axe. That opens up so much to us. Now we can actually knock down large trees instead of having to search for trunks, and we can actually start to process those trees in all kinds of crafts, potentially building stuff. But if we want to get into building a log cabin, we'll probably want more specialized axes. You could technically do it with just the woodsman's axe or any single axe, but it's going to speed up the process tremendously if you have the proper tools for the proper job. But, well, I say now we exit this village. It's a wonderful spot, and we're definitely coming back here once we get a bit more stuff to trade. But we've still got food in our pocket. We've got a wonderful new tool. I say we're in a good mood, and it's time to do a little questing. What do you say? Okay. Well, luckily the field south of the village has been very rich with stones. What do we got? 5? Perfect. That is the last 5 I need. Alright, so if we... Yeah, here we go. We're going to have to drop them at the corner. There we go. There's 35 there. And let's drop these. Now, the hard part is finding the guy again. So let me search around. Okay, I found him. And if you're ever having trouble, you can always ask a villager. They'll give you directions. They'll say it's like inside in the north or outside to the southwest. But here he is. We greet him. And yes, we confirm it. We get a reward. So he's going to give us 5 squirrel hides worth of goods. We don't actually have to carry around the hides. But now we basically have credit here at this village. So what I'm going to do is just leave for now. Yeah, 5 squirrel hides, that's, I don't know, a handful of arrows, maybe, if they even have them. So it'll go good towards purchasing something down the road. Let me just try one thing. Let's see if we can buy the dog. Yeah, I want that female dog. Offer an item. Let's just put up some of the meat. Very marginal. Darn it. And I assume that, yeah, the credit we have is being factored in, or I could be wrong, and maybe the credit doesn't go towards animals. I'm not really sure, but it looks like we're going to have to get the dog through our own actions and hard work, so not to worry. We came away very successful from that little trade trip. We've still got plenty of meat for now, but And, of course, most importantly, we got some linen yarn, which is so important for certain very fine types of crafting, like making our own clothing. You can't use, like, primitive cordage. So we'll be using this strictly for that stuff. And the most important, the axe. So I think, you know what? On second thought, I was going to say I think we should leave, but we're cold, we're weary, and it's late afternoon. Let's just camp down here next to the wonderful stove. This might be one of the first times Greeve has actually slept indoors since awaking here in the unreal world. But yeah, we shouldn't be disturbed, so we'll go ahead and get some food in our belly. There we go. Let's take a rest. Oh yes, gets to sleep straight through the night. Oh, look at that. We wake up surrounded by peaceful sleeping villagers. All right, let's get out of here. At some point, I might have to do like a thief playthrough. That's one of the few themes I've never tried in Unreal World. Like, now would be an opportunity maybe to steal, but we're not going to do that in this one. Like I said, maybe at some point in the future, if you guys are interested, we could do some sort of thief playthrough. It's fun to come up with ideas to challenge yourself a little bit. But speaking of challenges, we are traveling now in the dead of night. But it's really the small hours of the morning, so the sun should be up at any point. And let's see, we're actually just heading... I can't even see where the shelter's at right now. It's so dark. Oh, okay, there we just got a little bit of sunlight. Actually, it's moonlight. I think that's the moon still, but either way, we've made it. It's a quick trip, and like I said, we've got food preparing here. You know, I think the next stage might be to return to our original campsite and retrieve the meat that is there. Yeah, because we've got some jerky preparing. It might actually be ready. So let's take one more look at the map. If we scroll over, boom, yeah. I believe it's right here. So what I'd like to do is come here, retrieve it, and then return to the Driik. Because, yeah, you can see it's so convenient being this close to him. And we can trade with him and hopefully have some more successful hunts. So, yeah, let's hop out. And it might be arduous just because of the temperature. Might have to stop occasionally. Or, if we get lucky, we might come across another hunt. We are tired, but comfortably warm. I did have to stop and build a couple of fires, but we've made it to the nearest shelter. Okay, this was not the one with the meat, so no big deal. Let's just zoom back out. Yeah, okay, this one I didn't mark, did I? Let's just go ahead and mark it. I think this would be Camp 4. Very good. We'll come back here. There's actually some pretty decent hunting ground here. It's all open. Yeah, I like this spot. Oh, we're getting cold and weary. Okay, hold on. Let's see. I need to triangulate exactly. The closest shelter would be the one to the north. Let's try and make a beeline there. Oh, no, we're extremely tired. All right, we have to stop. We can't push ourselves. If we pass out again here, we're going to be in trouble. But I came prepared this time. I'm carrying around everything I need for a fire. So let's just... start that up. Beautiful. Look at that. Oh, just barely made it in time. I don't think we can sleep currently. Yeah, it's too much precipitation. So I'm just going to wait it out until we get warmer. Maybe we can sleep. Yeah, when you get really, really tired, you can sleep no matter the weather, but you immediately wake up, basically. All right, let's just see. Can we make it to our shelter? Warmth is not a big deal, but it's just really hard to see. Alright, I think it's... let's get all the way zoomed in. Sometimes you can navigate. I think it might be... yeah, based on where the axe... there it is. We found it. Found it in the pitch black. There you go. Don't try this at home, folks. Okay, now, yeah, it's still, like, so dark I can't even see the tile next to me, but we should be good to sleep now, regardless of the temperature. Okay. Good. And is there water? I think there is water. Yeah, there it is. It's really hard to see when it's this snowy and icy, and it's just one little tiny speck, but there's some water. Alright, and again, not the right shelter, at least for the meat, so let's keep pushing southward. And there it is. I believe this is the right one. Yep, we've got some meat just over here to the side. Real question is it ready? Oh, no, 8 more days. Oh my gosh. So that's going to be, I don't know, like day 6? I'm not sure, but yeah. Well, not to worry, we'll just have to come back in over a week. I guess there are traps here, but yeah, traps in the winter aren't the best. But not to worry, we made it here. There's no real reason we have to go back right away. In fact, look at this. I forgot. I left this behind, but I do have this little guy here. Another fur, so we can take that back. It's not going to give us too much, but if we get another one, we could get that dog for sure. Dogs are great. You can use them for hunting. I typically use mine strictly for guard, yeah. I'll never really release it to go hunt, just strictly to keep me safe. But, well, I think we can get out there and actually maybe do another hunt. Like I said, even though we're pretty far from the Driik, this is still great hunting ground. Look at that, there's a rabbit right there. I don't know. Well, let's just try it. Yes, we'll encounter the rabbit. Again, we still have no actual weapons of any kind, but no, I don't even see the rabbit. What the hell? That's weird. I do see the tracks for it, but well, yeah, rabbits are a waste of time, really. Unless you catch one in a trap, I'm not worried about it. Oh, speaking of traps, yeah, I should probably disassemble these. Let's see, TR, disassemble. Whoops, messed that up. Hold on, repeat. Disassemble. There we go. Yeah. Just take it down so no animals get trapped in it, because we're not really around this area much anymore. It's the humane thing to do, you know? Alright, we'll deactivate these two. I could take the resources and move them, but maybe eventually, like next spring, we'll reset them or something. Okay, well, it is pretty dark. Yeah, late afternoon, we're lively. We're back on one of our mini shelters here. There's a ton of stuff at this one. Now, I think what we'll do, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and disable the traps at this spot. Beautiful. And that'll probably do it for today's episode. We've made some very big steps in this one, no doubt about it. But the journey continues. Survival is never guaranteed here in the unreal world. So I hope you guys will continue to tune in for the series. Make sure you hit that like button. Share the video around if you know folks who might be interested but have never played it. And, of course, I'll see you on the next one.